Gina. Today I'm going to show you how to make a little set of heart earrings, and I've made them in black. I didn't get myself together quick enough to make these for Valentine's Day, so I've made them after, and I've made them black. I think they're really pretty in black. I made one in red. You can see, just so you can see what it looks like. I actually prefer the black ones. Anyway, that's what we're going to make today. It's a little quick right angle weave project, and you can have it done in no time at all. It's very simple. I've simplified it to the point to where it's just really easy and fast. So let's go ahead and make these. Okay, for this project today, we will be using 4mm bicone crystals. Now, of course, you can make these hearts any color you want. This is what it looks like in red. I just thought it'd be kind of pretty black and silver together. I don't know why. I'm just going to make black hearts. That's why. And you'll need about 40 of those. This is a Swarovski jet. And then you will need 2 ear wires. These are French wire silver tone. Then you will need some 15-0 seed beads. These are silver tone nickel plate Tohos. Then I'm going to use 8-pound fireline and smoke today. You can also use 8 or 10-pound nanofill. If you're using a lighter color bead, I just wanted a dark thread. So what I have in my dark thread is 8-pound fireline. You can also use 6-pound fireline. Thread onto your needle about an arm's length and a half of thread. So stretch one arm straight out to your side, measure from your fingertips to the middle of your chest, thread your needle, and we'll get started. Okay, to start this project, we're going to pick up 4 bicone crystals onto our needle. This is a right angle weave project, just so you know. And we are going to bring these down to the end of the thread. Then just come up through the first bead you put on your needle, hold on to the tail and that bead, and pull your needle through. And then just pull the tail and the working thread together so that you have a little unit of right angle weave. And then sew back through the beads until you get to where your tail is. Sew through one bead at a time to maintain the nice shape of your unit here. Once you get to your tail, use your tail and your working thread to tie an overhand knot, like so. Just a small knot, just to hold the beads in place. And then we're going to sew up to this top bead here. So sew through this one, and then through the top bead here. And then we're going to pick up 3 more beads to make another unit of right angle weave. So pick up 3 onto your needle. We're going to be sharing this bead here to make our 4th bead. Let's go into the opposite side of the bead from which your thread is coming out and pull these beads down. Turn your unit, and let's sew back through this unit just to make sure it's secure and nice and neat. So I'm just sewing through all 4 beads again. Now I'm in my connecting bead right here. So I have 2 units of right angle weave. And I'm going to sew from this connecting bead up into the second unit that I created right here, into this side bead. And I'm going to pick up 3 more of my bicones. And I'm just going to use the bead that I'm coming out as my 4th. So 3 beads, then go into the opposite side from which your thread is coming out of and create another unit, like so. Sew back through these beads until you get into the connecting bead. So I'm going to go through this one, and as I'm doing this, I'm giving it a little tug so I get some nice tension. Now I'm in my connecting bead here. And this is what I have. Now I'm going to sew to get over to this bead to make a unit on this side of my middle unit here. So I'm coming out of this bead right here. I'm going to go into the top bead and then into this side bead right here and exit. I'm just going to turn it so that my piece is upside down, basically. This is where my tail is. And I'm going to pick up 3 more beads. And I'm coming out of this side of this bead here. I'm going to go into the opposite side. And I'm going to sew around these beads now. So I'm going to just turn it over just so that I can get to it better with my hand. And I'm going to sew through all of these beads. So this one, the top one, and then my connecting bead. Now I'm going to sew up to this top bead here. So this is the bottom of my heart. I'm going to sew all the way up until I get to this bead. So we're just going to go through this side bead. I'm in the connecting bead, go through the side bead. Then I'm going to go through this side bead here. So that would actually be the bottom bead and then the side bead, if you want to get technical here. And then through the top right here. And I'm going to make one more unit of right angle weave here. So I am going to pick up 3 more beads onto my needle, like so. And I am coming out of this side of the bead. I'm going to go into the opposite side, and I'm going to pull this unit down. And again, I will sew through all of these beads just to secure everything, make it tight, give the piece a little bit more substance and form. Now I'm coming through this bottom connecting bead. I have to sew all the way over here to this bead to make another unit. But I don't want to cross straight across here because then I will have a thread. So what I'm going to do, let's get really close so you can see. I'm coming out of this connecting bead here. I'm going to go down into this middle unit here. And then I'm going to sew into the bottom bead of that middle unit here. And then I will sew into the side bead of the middle unit. And then I will sew into this top bead of this side unit right here. Let me back off. I think I need to have a little bit more room to stay in frame here. Now I will make one more unit of right angle weave right here. So I'm going to pick up 3 beads. I'm coming out of this side. I am now going to go into the opposite side and pull like so. Now I'm going to sew through this unit. So I have sewn completely through and back in my connecting bead. Now you can see I have my heart shape, but it has some little gaps and weird things that make it not quite look like a heart. So what I'm going to do is sew completely around the perimeter. So I'm coming here, and I'll pull everything together as I do that. I'm coming out here. I'm going to go down into this bead here, and I'm just going to sew through all the beads on the outside. And as I do it, I will pull them together. So I'm going to sew through this one and then this one and pull it together like so. Then I'll come through the bottom of the heart here, move my tail, and sew through. Now I'm going to go up through this bead and this one here, and you can just kind of squish your piece up to do that. It's okay. We'll straighten it back out as we pull our thread through. Now we're going to sew through this bead and we're going to grab this one here. Pull tight so that these beads start to pull together. And then go through the top here. Go through this bead here. So just all the outside beads, we're just sewing through all of them. Down through the middle. Up through this side. Up through the top. Into this bead here and the one below it. Pull it tight. And it'll dome just slightly, and that's okay. It'll start to kind of poof out a little bit. And then let's do that one more time. So just sew through all of them again. I'm coming out of this one. I'm going to sew through all of them one more time. So I go through here. Move my tail out of the way. Go through here. 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 And this one if I can get them both. No. At this point they're pulled together, so the angles are such that you may have to just go through one at a time. And as I'm doing this, I'm giving nice tension, but I'm pulling straight through. I'm not pulling my thread against the edge of the crystals. I'm just pulling it straight through and tightening it. Okay, so we're all the way around. And at this point, we're going to add the connection for the ear wire. So we will need to pick up, I'm going to pick up five 15 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to pick up a crystal, and I'm going to drop this down to my piece. And then I'm going to pick up 8 15 seed beads. 8, just like so. Let's back off just a little bit. And then let's bring these down. And then you will go back through just the bicone crystal. So just go through the bicone, ignoring all the 15 O's you just put on. Put your thumb over the crystal and hold it between your two fingers and just draw this down into a circle like so. And then pick up 5 more 15 seed beads and go into this top crystal here. And pull them down. Arrange them nice and neat. And then we're going to sew all the way back around and up through our connection again, just to make sure everything is secure, tight, nice form, the whole 9 yards. So I'm just going to go through all my outside crystals one more time. Tension doesn't have to be quite as tight this time. Just sew through, make sure there's no slack. And continue all the way around. Take one bead at a time if you have to. And once you get through this top crystal, then start going through your 15-0 seed beads. I was able to pick up 3 here. So I'm going to go through these 3. I'll turn this over. And then I'll go through the next 2 and the bicone crystal, and then I'll start going through the 8 on top here. Just get as many as I can. And so through these 2 here, just to kind of create a nice loop. And then I'm going to sew back down into my bicone. And the 15-0 seed beads on this side. So I was able to grab them all, and I'm going to go through the crystal here. Pull this nice and neat. Make sure that as you did that, you didn't crush anything or make it look strange, like so. And then I'm just going to sew a couple of beads down. So I'll go through this crystal. And between these 2 crystals, I'm going to slide my needle up and grab a thread bridge right here. See the thread bridge between the crystals, and then I'm going to tie a knot. Pull it very tightly between my beads and sew a few more down. We've sewn around this so many times that it's pretty secure, so I'm just going to sew down to the very bottom where my tail is, and then I can cut both of those threads and burn them down. And now I'm coming through here, and I'm just going to grab, I've got some wire cutters here, I'm just going to cut these short, and then I'm going to get my lighter and just melt these carefully, like so. And that's what that looks like. Now I'm going to grab something to put through my loop on top here and make it more circular, like this. Anything will work. And then I'm going to pick up an ear wire. Let's back off a little. I'm going to find the opening in my ear wire side and just open it to the side like so. Don't pull it out, just open it to the side, and then put your heart on, the puffy side out. It just slightly puffs, and then close your ear wire, and you have a pretty little earring. And here's the set. So they're really cute. I know I'm a couple days late for Valentine's to make a heart, so that's why I made them black. It's for all of us that didn't have a good Valentine's Day. We have little black hearts now. I think they're really pretty in black. And here's the one I made in red, just so you can see what it looks like. It's pretty too, but I think these actually are prettier. And that's how you make a really easy right angle weave heart. And you can do it the same thing in bigger bicones and make a pendant if you would like. Have a good day. Bye-bye.